What's up, guys? As you know, this is your brother Abraham the Hebrew. And as you guys know, this is the type of content that we cover on this channel. As you know, this is a Israelite, Hebrew Israelite channel, right? And I'm not going to hold you guys too long. We have a video here of Kyrie's response and the NBA's response, mainly Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, um, and Kenny, and some other guy. Um, Response to Kyrie Irving response, right, for the tweet that he tweeted, which was a link to a documentary by a brother named Ronald Dalton Jr. And the documentary name is Hebrews to Negros. Now, this documentary been out for some time now. I seen this documentary years ago. I remember when the brother was first asking for funds to even create the documentary. I met the brother Ronald Dalton Jr. in person, and when he came to New York, he's a upstanding brother. He's very smart, very knowledgeable. He's literally, they call him the human encyclopedia. And I met him several times when he was first promoting his documentary, and you guys, should check it out. I'm gonna talk more about my response, what I think about Kyrie Irving, what I think about the, brother Ronald Dalton and the He Was Negro documentary, and also, um, what I think about these Europeans who are coming down, against him and this whole anti-Semite, thing, right? I'll talk about this after we play this video, but let's get to the video.
I'm in a unique position to have a level of influence on my community. And what I post does not mean that I support everything that's being said or everything that's being done or I'm campaigning for anything. All I do is post things for my people in my community and those that it's actually going to impact. Anybody else that has criticism, it obviously wasn't meant for them. I am no different than the next human being, so don't treat me any different. You guys come in here and make up this powerful influence I have over top of the adultery of, oh, you cannot post that. Why not?
Why did you decide to promote something that Alex Jones said?
That was a few weeks ago. I do not stand with Alex Jones' position, narrative, court case that he had with Sandy Hook, or any of the kids that felt like they had to relive trauma, or parents that had to relive trauma, or to be dismissive to all the lives that were lost during that tragic event. My post was a post from Alex Jones that he did in the early 90s or late 90s about secret societies in America of occults. And it's true. So I wasn't identifying with anything of being a campaignist for Alex Jones or anything. I was just there to post. And it's funny, and it's actually hilarious because out of all the things I posted that day, that was the one post that everyone chose to see. It just goes back to the way our world is and works. I'm not here to complain about it. I just exist.
And to follow up on the promotion of the movie and the book,
Can you please stop calling it a promotion? What am I promoting?
put it out on your platform.
But I'm promoting it. Do you see me doing? Do you see me
By
in front of
putting it out there,
the
people
title?
are going to say that you are
Yeah, I put it
promoting.
out there just like you put things out there, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not
You put
stuff-
things out there for a living, right?
right. But my stuff
Great.
is
So
not
let's move on.
filled
Let's
with
move on.
anti-Semitic
Let's
stuff.
move on. Don't dehumanize me up here.
I'm not doing that.
Another
You're
human
free to
being.
post
I can post whatever I want.
you
So
can post
say that and shut it down and move on to the next question.
But Kyrie, you have to understand that by
I don't have to understand anything from you.
It's
Nothing.
not me.
Nothing.
By
It's no
posting
people
what
that you're
you
making
did,
up, bro. Move on.
but by posting
Move
what
on.
you
Next
did,
question.
anybody is
You
going
guys
to
have
look
any more
at
questions
it
for
and they're
me?
going to say,
You guys have any more
does he have
questions? Because this is going to be a clip.
beliefs?
This is going to be a clip that he's going to marvel at. Is this any more questions?
But you're not answering the question.
This is another answering your question. Oh my God, let's make another Instagram clip so we can be famous again. Next question.
That exchange with Nick Friedel the other night after the game. And look, if he keeps making a big thing out of the word promotion, that is promotion. If on your social media you say, boom, here's a link to this, that tells me, hey, you should watch this. Correct? He's got 17 million Instagram followers, another 5 million or so on Twitter. You're all over social media. Do you ever put something out there, Shaq, that does not represent something that you feel?
I was probably one of the first guys on Twitter. And when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same: 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's gonna like it. Some people are conscious, some people are not. I can tell he's not conscious. He doesn't really care what's going on. But us, I know that the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. No matter what religion, no matter where you're from. I can say shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, sebon, because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. If you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and, answer for what he's doing. It's obviously by his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care.
Chuck,
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
in what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. You're going to insult me. You have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion. I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs. And that was the right thing to do. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur. I think you should get suspended or fined. I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And I can't believe that we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say, if I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to first of all, I don't do any social media, but when you're somebody as great as basketball like him, people going to listen to you, what you say. And there's some fringe people out there, but like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
And their conversations are continuing with the Brooklyn Nets,
It's too
with
late
the NBA,
now.
but they're also looking at, at how do we move forward at this so we don't
too
go
late
through
now.
this again. No, it's not too late to say,
Ernie,
how do we prevent
Ernie,
this? It's not too late for that. I see what you're saying.
I want to say that the reason it's too late, the NBA is giving in to peer pressure. If one of our players do something, they have the right, the team or the league has to do something immediately. If you just give in to peer pressure, that's the problem I have. This should have been handled already.
Kenny, let's get into this. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, if we're going to take what he says on a Twitter, we have to take everything he says. So if I'm going to take everything he says, I'm going to believe that he doesn't support or any of the views or promote the views. So he said it right in my face. I have to accept that. So I will believe that. There are people in this world who's done, in their art, have done great things, that have said crazy things, that we still listen to their music, we walk by their paintings, we do their things, and you might take an excerpt of that and say, I believe in this. Okay, so I'll take that as it may from Kyrie Irving. But I also believe that the reporter did have a right to ask the question.
Oh, sure.
That's it. So, and that's really where the argument became. You don't have a right to ask me that question. I do believe that. And based on this for Kyrie is that he has put himself as, he says, I'm the voice for some of the speechless when during the COVID. So now he has transcended from basketball and became an activist politically. So you will ask him that question based on some things that you may read. but I have to believe him also when he tells me that is, if I'm going to believe parts of it, I have to believe the totality.
You know what? And I just think Kyrie's just part of this. I mean, I just think we've lost our way. I think in this country we've lost our way. I think people have forgotten what it's like to put the thought process into if I put this out there, who am I going to hurt? And they haven't, they're
That's how you're
giving no
supposed to think.
giving no thought to that. Where's civility these days? Where's empathy? And it's just and it's a worrisome road and it's a dangerous road that we find ourselves on now.
All right, y'all. So let's get into it. This is what I think, right? The white people or the Europeans are mad that we are finding out that we are the real Jews of the Bible. They are mad that they cannot control the information anymore. They can't control the narrative. The truth is coming out. They are mad that our influential people like Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, or Ye, aka or Ye, Nick Cannon, and Kendrick Lamar are speaking the truths that we people on the internet, on YouTube, who don't really have a big platform like these people, been saying for years. Saying black people are the Jews is nothing new. They even knew this back in slavery time. Our ancestors knew this. If you look up in Google a slave named Gabriel, he was teaching the other slaves, letting them know that the black people are the Jews, even in the 1800s. If you look up a person on YouTube called Akwete Ama, he's a brother from West Africa. He's been saying he said way before from the God tribe in Ghana. He said way before the colonists came to West Africa, they was putting blood on the doorposts of their doors, just like in you can read about in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, for Passover. He said they were celebrating Passover way before white people even came to West Africa, and that proves to you that we're the real that blacks are the Jews. Not only that, look up the Limba tribe, look up the Igbo tribe of West Africa. Our DNA is the same as them, and they have been proven to be the real Jews of the Bible. Look up the Falasha or Beta Israel in Ethiopia, who these Europeans airlifted out of Ethiopia into Israel, and they're in Israel to this day. Look up the Israelites in Dimona, Israel, who live in Israel, Dimona part of Israel right now, who came from Chicago and other parts of the United States and traveled to Israel and lived in it and been living in Israel since the 50s or 60s. But anyway, but the older generation like Shaquille O'Neal, and Charles Barkley are too scared to admit the truth and the public, because I'm pretty sure that they know that we are the real Jews and they say this off camera. But when on camera, they're not going to say it because they're like, and the reason why they won't admit is because they like the money that they receive from their European masters. Like he said, you know, like Charles, I think with Charles Barkley, he said, take the money away, suspend him, and all this other stuff. Listen, it gotta come to a point where it's not about the money and stuff anymore. You should be able to. You're your own man. You should be able to speak what you want to speak and suffer the consequences of whatever the consequences is going to be. Right. But anyway, to me, this is a house slave mentality. You know, these are sellouts and coon. This is a sellout and coon mentality that Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, you know, that they have. Kenny Smith, he was he didn't say anything too bad, and anything like that. So I'm not going to get on him. But Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, it's just disappointing. But anyway, but I commend Kyrie Irving. I commend him for standing up for what he posted. I commend him for not answering the reporters' questions. You know, I don't even, I don't, I personally don't ever feel like you have to answer to these Europeans and sell out coons when they ask, questions to in a way like they're, trying to treat you as a child. Um, you black Jewish men, you black Jewish Israelite men, only have to answer to the Almighty, and that's it. I don't like that. If this is true, I'm not sure this is true. I heard this in the news. It said that he has to pay $500,000 to an anti-defamation European organization to fund, that funds more, and by doing this, you're basically funding more of their anti-Semitic actions against the real black Jews. And we're going to touch upon this anti-Semitic thing. But they making him give up 500K, to anti-defamation, company, that they own, which is only going to, and you're funding them to go against, you yourself every time you stand up and say something. But anyway, brother Kyrie should have told them, though, because also they mentioned inside this news clipping that he should visit a Jewish Holocaust museum. I think the only Jewish Holocaust museum that our brother Kyrie, should be visiting is the one of the transatlantic slave trade. The black people are the Jews, and that was our Holocaust. And a lot of people don't even know that these European so-called Jews had a hand in the transatlantic slave trade. They owned the insurance policies to the ships. And also they held us as slaves. Anyway, but the only power that they have over you is the money that they pay you. Be willing to give that up. Take their money and fund your own businesses. Make your own connections. Kind of like what Russell Simmons said about Kanye West. He said, okay, they want to take away his manufacturing and distribution, whatever. He said that he can go out there and make partners with other people who have manufacturing companies and and have them manufacture, his goods. You don't have to go with the companies that these people are associated with. There's tons of manufacturers out here. Create your own social media sites like Kanye West. He bought Pearl, right? Parlor, I think it is. And you got Elon Musk who bought Twitter. And now look, you can tweet things on Twitter and not get banned, right? So this is what we have to do. Just spend your money instead of spending it on, all these clothes and trying to keep up with the Joneses. You influential black people with these millions of dollars, go build your own stuff. And then you can say what you want to say and you can be your own man. You can be free and you don't have to kiss the ring of these European masters. But also, I want to talk about the Hebrew to Negro documentary, right? And brother Ronald Dalton Jr. I'm gonna show you guys what he looks like, right? This is, matter of fact, let me pull it up. Let's pull up Ronald Dalton Jr. on Google. All right, right here. Junior. Right. This is an older picture of the brother Ronald Dalton Jr. And this right here, if you look over here, it says over here with the fist, and it says Hebrews to Negroes. This is his documentaries. This is his books. He made a whole bunch of books, but then he realized that people ain't gonna read 700-page. Our black people ain't gonna read 700-page books. So he created it into a documentary, and you can get his documentary at Amazon. I believe they sell it on Amazon. And also you can go to his website, which is Hebrews to Negroes. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hebrews to Negroes. Where's his website? Is this it? I think this might be his website. And let me see. Nah, I don't think this is his website. Oh wait, I'm not even sure y'all can see the page. Oh yeah, stuck on another. That's my fault. When I clicked on the link, it went to another tab, so you guys couldn't see it. I'll make sure you see it once I find it. But let me see. This might be it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna switch it over to this tab so you guys can see it. And yeah, definitely go support the brother. He did a. It's. I'm gonna talk about this documentary in a second. Hebrews to Negroes. I think it might be this one. Yeah. Here we go. It says, watch the movie, Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up Black America. You know, you catch it on Amazon and I think Vimeo or whatever. And yeah, go support the brother. But basically, the documentary was created by a very smart brother, Ronald Dalton Jr. This guy was a physician assistant. Okay, guys, he was a physician assistant who studied DNA. And he proves that blacks are, and in the documentary, he proves that blacks are the Jews through DNA, through the Bible, prophecies, um, artifacts that you can look up on Google. I'm gonna show you some artifacts on Google that they pulled from the Middle East. These are carvings that was on the walls, matter of fact. Um, and it shows the color and how the ancient Jews look, and they're black people. I'm gonna show it to you guys. And by interviewing the tribes, and also he interviewed tribes in West Africa about their customs and traditions that matches what is in the Old Testament in the Bible. He also allows them to tell their history on how they traveled from Israel down to West Africa. To see this documentary, just go, like I said, to his website, Hebrew to Negroes. And just another thing, you know, when influential black people started speaking, when influential black people started speaking out. Matter of fact, before I hit upon that, I want to just talk about some. Matter of fact, let's go to let's go to the Google British Museum. Let's look this up real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. So let's type in museum Black Jews. Okay. And you're gonna start seeing these carvings on the wall, like right here. All right, let's see if we can go get a better picture for you guys. There's much more clearer pictures than these. I'm gonna show you guys. Here we go, right here. So let me see if I can pull this up. Right here, guys. It says right here is carvings. If you look on it, says King Jehu of Israel leads a procession bringing tribute to Assyrian King Shalmaneser. So our ancestors, as you can read about in the Bible, I think in the Book of Kings, also the Book of Chronicles, you can read about the Assyrian nation coming to take the Israelites as slaves to Assyria. Why? Because this is punishment by the Most High because we broke His commandments like we're doing today. And if you look at the hair of these Israelites in the picture, these three men right here are Israelites, and actually four men are Israelites. And look at the hair. Look at this. This look like braids or dreads. Look like braids inside their hair. They got the scruffy beards, and look at the hair. Look at the hair, right? Also, I'm gonna show you some other pictures over here, or some pictures, some artifacts that they got from the walls. It says here, Assyrian relief, Hebrews in captivity. Look at the hair, guys. Nappy little short hair and nappy bears. And this guy right here with this thing on his head is the Assyrian soldier who's leading the Israelites into slavery. Also, look here, and this one says Syrian flaying Hebrews alive. Yeah, they was torturing and killing our ancestors. Look at the hair, guys. Once again, short, nappy hair and beards. And this is the Assyrians, which are this is the Assyrians, um, mistreating them. Also, let me see if we can get some more pictures. But yeah, you can look this up on Google. There's even pictures that's more. Oh man, sorry, I don't even got it on. I thought I had it on y'all screen. Let me. Okay, never mind. They got some pictures over here that was on the other screen that I was looking at. I forget I got to keep switching through screens and stuff like that. Here we go, right here. This is what I was looking at over here. Short nappy hair. This is a Syrian soldier over here with the hat on his head, and these are the Hebrews right here. Short nappy hair, right? Even this one right here says African American, right? Um, this is the Assyrian soldier right here. These are the Hebrews right here with braids inside their hair with bandanas around their head. Even this picture right here. These are, I'm not sure if you can see it, but you guys can look this up yourselves. These are, it says King Jehu of Israel leads a procession bringing tribute to the Syrian king Shalmaneser in 853 BC. These are the Israelites. If you look, they got bandanas on their head. Some got hats with braids coming out the bottom. Who are the only people on this earth that wear braids inside their hair? Black people, not those so-called European, you know. But anyway, you guys can look this up yourselves on Google. Just type in, you can type in British Museum Black Jews, or you can type in King Jehu Israel Jews and look at the carvings. Also, if you guys got the money, you can take a trip out to the British Museum, which is in Britain, and you can look at this stuff in person. They got it in the museum. This is how you know they know who we are. You guys just don't know who you guys are. But anyway, I want to talk about certain things. I want to talk about what hold on, let me switch it back. I want to talk about some things that they said in the video, right? And just give me a sec. Yeah, let me see. I want to talk about some things that they said in the video. If I can get back to that.
I'm in a unique position.
Right. let's talk about some things that he said in the video. So the guy was talking about why did you promote, right? Why did you promote? Um, just because he posted something doesn't mean that he agrees with it or disagree. Like I said, things get posted all the time by news reporters and stuff like that, and it doesn't mean that they agree or disagree. They just promoting or oh, he said promote. They just I'm not going to use their words, right? But they just putting out there, and information and it does he didn't state he agreed with or he disagreed. Sometimes people put out information that they may not agree with, whatever. But also he's like, you have to understand, and I'm glad Kyrie Irving, he told the dude, listen, I ain't gotta understand anything. Because I'm so tired of us, feeling like we have to explain ourselves to these Europeans, as if they're our parents and we're their children. No, stand up like a man and say, listen, I ain't gotta answer none of these questions you're saying. I ain't gotta understand nothing. How about you understand something? Um, and I think they also mentioned, yeah, Shaquille O'Neal said, that Kyrie wasn't conscious, right, of what he, that he wasn't conscious, right, and that he's conscious of this of what's going on today. First of all, Kyrie Irving is more conscious than you, right? He's more conscious that the fact that he put out this information tells me, that, and look at the shirt that he's wearing. He's wearing a shirt with a black Israelite, a black Jew on it, right? But anyway, you know, the fact that he's willing to speak out about these things, tells me that he's more conscious and that he got more guts and more courage and more balls than you know, and that he knows that he got to answer to the Most High, for the things that he know, and he's going to be justified, and you're not, in the eyes of the Most High, for standing on it, for standing for what he believed and putting the truth out, instead of being like you and instead of being like Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, which is, trying to suppress the truth and go along with the lie so they can get paid and fed. But that's all right. They're going to get destroyed in the end by the Most High. But anyway, and then he got the nerve to call him an idiot, Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley. This man is not an idiot, you know, and I'm pretty sure that your handlers, your European masters, told you guys to call him an idiot and to go against your own brother. And that's sad that they got the power to put you guys against your own brother. You're more loyal to your European masters than you are to your own brother. And the last thing, Barkley said that that Kyrie's insulting, the commissioner of the NBA religion. First of all, this was our religion. The Israelites are, like we just showed you in the artifacts, are black. This is our religion. This is not their religion. They try to steal our religion from us. So if anything, they're insulting us. And so also I want to look up this term anti-Semite, right? Let's look it up. Anti-Semite. Anti-Semite. Anti-Semitic. All right. Let's look it up. Let's look it up right here, right? It says anti-Semitism, also spelled anti-Semitism or anti-Semitism, is hostility to, prejudice towards, or discrimination against Jews. A person who holds such position is called an anti-Semite. Anti-Semitism is considered to be a form of racism. Anti-Semitism may be manifested in many ways, ranging from expression of hatred of or discrimination against individual Jews to organized pogrom, I don't know, by mobs or police. Okay, so One, Kyrie Irving identifies as a Jew. So if he's being anti-Semitic, that means he's discriminating against himself, which makes no sense, right? Because he is identifying. You know, he didn't come out of his mouth and say it, but you know, I see that he's identifying as a Jew. So he can't be anti-Semitic. Kanye West cannot be anti-Semitic because he's identifying as a Jew, right? Let's look up in Google real quick anti-Semitism because there's another definition. Anti-Semitic. Put Semitic, right? They're going to correct it. I don't care if I'm smelling it wrong or not. Let's put anti-Semitic, right? Afro-Asiatic. Asiatic. I think something like that. Asiatic. Because there's another definition that I found before, and it says that anti-Semite. 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 You know how they like to do. They like to change around and pull definitions and change definitions, because everything on the internet can be changed in a heartbeat. But anyway, if they're identifying as Jews, then then he can't discriminate against himself. He's identifying as a Jew. Kanye West identifying as a Jew. Can't be discriminated against myself. But also I want to touch upon I'm going to touch upon the history of these European, right, so-called Jews, right? So if you look up a person that comes from their own community named Arthur, Autur, I think Arthur Kessler, he wrote a book called The 13th Tribe. I can pull it up for you. And in this book, he states that his people is not the real Jews. The 13th tribe book, right? Here we go, right here. Images. This book right here. All right. Look up this book. In this book, this guy, Arthur Koestler, he stated that his people are not from the Jordan River or Jerusalem, anything like that. They're more so from the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea, which is right there by Ukraine, Russia, and all that. He states that they are not the real Jews in the Bible, but that they come from a people called the Khazars. The Khazars today came from a kingdom called Khazaria. And if you look up an old map, just type in old map Khazaria, and you're going to see that there was a place called Khazaria, where today is Ukraine. So the people of Ukraine are where these people who call themselves Jews today come from. They're Ukrainians. They're Russians. Because who used to own Ukraine? Russia. So they're Russians. That's what they are. And that's why they call themselves Russian Jews today. They never came from the Middle East. The Middle East is a hot climate area. And also the Jews served as slaves in Egypt. You don't hear anything. White people cannot survive in the hot sun of Egypt. White people cannot survive. They get skin cancer and all this other types of stuff, right? Wrong with them. This is where everybody know that they come from the Caucasus Mountains. We all know this stuff, right? Also, if you look up in the Bible, and also this guy who came out with this book, they killed him. They killed him and his family. Look up his story, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Also, let's get a Bible verse that also tells the truth too. Let's go to Judges. Judges 16. 16:13. So I'm gonna pull up a scripture right here about Samson, and it says, let's pull up. It says right here, and Delilah said unto Samson, let's make this bigger. And Delilah said unto Samson, hitherto thou, meaning you, hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me where. So she's saying that, Samson, you told me lies, right? Tell me wherewith thou, meaning where you might be bound. So she was looking to bound Samson, right? And he said unto her, Samson said unto her, if thou, meaning you, weaves the 7 locks of my head with the web. 7 locks. So who are the people who wear locks in their hair? Not those little curls or 2 little curls that come off the side of their head, the European, all right? They come off the side of the head. Those are not locks. Those are curls. Who wear locks in their hair? Black people. A lot of times you see my Caribbean people and some blacks in America sporting the hairstyle of dreadlocks. Yes. Samson had 7 dreadlocks in his head. Not only Samson had locks, Elijah had locks. It says a couple of Israelites in the Bible had locks in their hair. Come on, man. This is just one little verse. I can bring up tons of verses proving that the blacks are Jews and are the real Jews and these are our ancestors in the Bible. That's right. Christ, the Messiah, is our ancestor. But anyway, y'all, I'm about to sign off of this. And as I like to leave you guys with a message, which is, remember that the real Messiah is a black man and not white Jesus. His real name in English is Joshua, not Jesus. The Bible was written by our black ancestors. Keep his commandments, repent of your sins. And that's it. Shalom. Peace. Till next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video with others so they can know this information as well, guys. All right. Peace.